Recording in progress.
Okay.
You ready to go?
Now we're live.
I'm doing everything. Yeah.
Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Positive Living Center. I'm Reverend Joe Bull. I'll be your host today. Here we are, Easter Sunday. What perfect weather we're having. It's like we ordered it or something. It's beautiful. Who brought the Easter eggs and candies back there this morning?
The PLC did?
The PLC did.
Yes, but I did it for the PLC.
Via you, right?
Yes,
Kim?
and there's some more things in the fridge I gotta put out, like some cookie things.
Okay.
So you have to stay after and have some.
Yeah,
Take
after
some
service
home.
we'll delve into those. That's wonderful. Thank you for bringing those. Yeah. Good morning, OJ. You're gonna sit way back there this morning?
Start off.
Oh, to start off. Okay. All right. It is indeed Easter, and it's a beautiful day to be together. I want to welcome those on Zoom with us this morning. Anybody new on Zoom with us this morning? All veterans?
All veterans.
Yeah. Anybody with us in the audience today here for the first time? Joy, correct?
Yes.
Joy, would you stand up and introduce yourself and tell us where you're from? And
Hello, I'm Joy Bonham, and I'm a local. I moved away and came back, and so I hang out at home a lot with my animals and raising pigs.
good for you.
So that's a little bit about me. Did I miss a question?
You did.
Okay, nice to meet you all.
Nice to meet you too. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here with us. Anybody else? No, I don't see anybody else new. Okay. Well, the theme, of course, for this year is remembering. And the topic for the month of April continues to be sacred service. And I'm going to ask our musician for today, Cheyenne Hernandez, to come up and let's give her some love, please. She's going to start us out with some
Hi,
music.
everybody.
There she is.
I'm going to take a little piece of a Krishna Das song for meditation, so just settle in to yourself. You can close your eyes if you want to. And we're just going to go inward for a moment.
That's actually my job to say those things, but thank you.
Oh, I thought since I was doing spiritual thought and music, I'd take your word for it.
You want to do you can do the leading too if you like. Yes, we'll let her play for a little while, then we'll have a quiet meditation.
Om Namah Chandikaya. Om Namah Chandikaya. Rupam de Jayam de Yesho de Jvisho Jai Rupam de Jayam de Yesho de Jvisho Jai. I wanna know what love is. I want you to show me. I wanna feel what love is. I know you can show me. Rupam de Jayam de Yeshodehi Jvisho Jani Rupam Dehi Jayam Dehi Yeshodehi Jvisho Jani. Wanna know what love is? I want you to show me, show me, show me. Wanna feel what love is? I know you can show me. Rupam Dehi Jayam Dehi Yashodehi Jvisho Jani Rupam Dehi Jayam Dehi Yashodehi Jvisho Jani.
This day is a special one. Easter means our love of God, which means our love of ourselves at the very same time. And I know that Easter has a different feel to everyone everywhere. We simply celebrate the day in sacred service and know what we do and say to others is in love and in kindness. I thank you for this and so much more, God. And so it is. Thank you, Cheyenne. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. And it's time for a spiritual thought. I'm going to bring Cheyenne back up here for that.
Was it time for me to go back?
It's time for you to come back.
I said, don't get too relaxed.
I want to give you a minute.
Thank you. My name is Cheyenne Hernandez, for those of you that don't know me, and I will be talking to you today about sacred service. So, when Joe told me about this topic, I was super excited because to me, service is one of the most powerful things in existence. I was watching a short documentary about an organization that is carrying on the work of Gandhi in India, and the man in the video was advising people, don't sit too much and think. He's like, just go and do stuff and help people. It's like, it's not good to sit and think too much and to be idle. He's like, just go help people. And so I really resonate with that, because when I became more active in my life, just started moving, doing, helping people, I became happier. And so this reminds me of the word seva, selfless service. I learned about this word from Amma, the hugging saint. Do any of you know who Amma, the hugging saint is? Yeah, she comes to California twice a year. During COVID, she didn't come in for years after. But basically, she hugs everyone who comes to her, no matter how long it takes. Sometimes it takes from 7 p.m. to 7 in the morning. No food, no rest. She's just hugging people and she's rocking them. And she's chanting, my daughter, my daughter, my daughter, my son, my son, my son. So she's like representing the embodiment of divine feminine love, which is beautiful and something we need. And so from her, I learned about the term selfless service, which I kind of had a limited view of. I thought that selfless service was like maybe doing something for someone who did something for you, like a trade. So like if I sweep your floor and you let me use your washing machine to wash my clothes, or if I let you borrow my truck and then maybe you do the oil change. That was my idea of like service. It was more like a trade in my mind. But then a friend of mine, Mahesh, said, no, selfless service is doing whatever needs to be done without expectation of anything in return. And so I thought about that. This was probably like 10 years ago or something. And I thought, what would it look like if I just did whatever needed to be done? Like clean the toilet, or like, anything. Like I see a kid with, if they're like my neighbor or something, a kid with a messy face, I can take like a wipey and wipe their face, or, anything. So there's a lot of ways that we can be of service when we think of it in terms of doing whatever needs to be done. There's so much that needs to be done. And of course you have to balance that with self-care and making sure you're not overextending yourself and taking good care of yourself. But I really like that idea, and I try to do that in my circle. I try to just do whatever needs to be done. But I ask my son for help when I need help, because I need help sometimes. I'm like, I can't do it all, Spirit. And so then he helps me. So anyway, service has helped me to become happier. Service created more movement in my life, which created more circulation of energy, which created, the giving of my gifts more and the compensation for that, and the give and take, the circulation of energy that way, which led to a deeper sense of dharma, purpose, my calling. I feel like I'm actively able to live my calling now, and that brings fulfillment. And so, why is this important? Why is being of service important? I think one of the reasons why it's most important is because we can get a sense that we matter. In Landmark, I've been taking some Landmark courses, and we learn that who I am, what I do, and the life I live makes the difference. And so in every small act, we can realize that we make a difference. We can choose to help people. And another concept that comes from Landmark is everything that we do matters. And so I think it's important to have that sense of purpose. If you feel like nothing you do matters, then you won't be very happy. But if you feel like everything you do matters, then every choice you make can be in alignment with your greater purpose and what you say you're wanting to accomplish.
Yes.
Or if you don't, then you'll see the consequences or feel the internal disharmony between what you say you're about and what you say you want to create. And if the choices aren't aligning, then you'll feel that probably. So that's why it's really important for us to serve, to do good, to know that we make a difference. And let's do that. Let's create a world where we all help each other, and let's create a world that works, in which we can prosper and thrive. Thank you, guys.
Beautiful word, Cheyenne. Beautiful. Yes. It does feel good when we give. We just give, and we receive at the same time. And receiving is just as important. If someone gives you a compliment, we don't say, "Oh, no, that's no big deal." No, it is a big deal. And to accept that gift from someone really makes a difference to them too, because you are accepting as you're also receiving and giving. So, beautiful, beautiful thoughts. You want to sing, Cheyenne?
I want everybody to sing.
It's the Cheyenne show today.
This song is very easy, so if you guys feel inspired to sing, then sing along. It's called Blessing to the World.
Yes.
I am the heart, I am the hands, I am the voice of the Spirit on earth, and who I am, and all I do is a blessing to the world. You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of the Spirit on earth, and who you are, and all you do is a blessing to the world. We are the heart, we are the hands, we are the voice of the Spirit on earth, and who we are, and all we do is a blessing to the world. We are the heart, we are the hands, we are the voice of the Spirit on earth, and who we are, and all we do is a blessing to the world. You're a blessing to the world.
Very nice, Cheyenne. We are a blessing to the world, each and every one of us. And it's now time for our main speaker, and I'm going to bring up Reverend Kim Haley for that.
Can Cheyenne do it?
No, there has to be another person involved here.
I'm going to use this little stand so I can see everybody.
Sure.
Okay,
There's a piece of artwork up here.
I thought maybe that was from you.
It's really
Oh,
cute.
yeah, that's Yomi's. That's Yomara's.
It's what? Oh.
It's little girl I know.
I feel like saying what she said. She said most of. I was going to talk about Amma, and I forgot to put it in, and so there was a reason why I didn't.
That's right.
That's really cool. I love what she said. So good morning. It's a beautiful day. It's nice to see you all here. I'm thinking about the flowers in the fields, all the different multicolored flowers that we get to see. The birds are singing, they build their nests and roost. And then there's bells on the hills. That came into my mind while I was writing. And I was thinking about the song Paul McCartney was singing. There were bells on the hills, but I never heard them singing. No, I never heard them at all till there was you. And I thought, that's true. Until there was you. Until there was you, there was me. And I'm interpreting what he said because I had a realization. It's that he was in a state of love and openness. He was in a state of love and openness. And that's where things bloom in our hearts, when we're in a state of openness and wonder and receptivity And it's an attention to the wonder and the awe that life is. And that's why spring is one of my favorite seasons. But then when I get to another season, I go, that's my favorite season too, because they're all so special in their own way. But spring is, it's just so coming forth with life to me. So the themes, of course, as you heard Joe say, were remembering and sacred service. And it's re-remembering, I think, who we really are, what we're really doing here in human form. In the field of all possibilities, it is where we really live, if we remember. And I have asked you, as I have asked myself, is it love that we really are? Is it love, is it love, is it love we are feeling? Bob Marley, he took possession of my inner singer again. Is it mornings in love with life we are feeling? And I believe we are free and we sail effortlessly in our bliss, in our paradise, our joy. It's the fuel that brings the beauty of life our way. Love allows for sharing, in my not so humble opinion. And if I get out of the way, I might even use the term sacred. Makes life sacred. The sacred is often defined as something that holds profound significance, transcending ordinary or the mundane. It's an idea, an object, an experience that evokes reverence, awe, or deep respect. And you can find that anywhere in life. It used to be, and I think that they used to talk about sacred was separate. It was separate from the mundane or the secular, the everyday. And that's not what I think we believe here. What we believe here is that it is in everything and everyone. And everything we see, and sometimes we don't see. It's right in front of us, and we miss it. But it says there's broader concepts for that. In many cultures, the sacred's tied to things like nature and rituals and symbols that represent something larger than oneself. But it is oneself that is the largeness. We're here to express the largeness. Now this morning, I'm just going to take an aside. Todd was making breakfast, and he saw my butterfly sweater, and he said, you know, Jesus loved butterflies. And I said, oh, where did you hear that? I wanted it right away. Where did you find that? And he said, oh, I can't remember. So when I think of a butterfly as a symbol, it's a symbol of change and transformation. And we really see that in the springtime a lot. And then we see it again in the fall. But it is change and transformation in every moment that we take a breath. Is change and transformation. We get distracted from that. We get distracted from what really is going on in front of us. And so I ask you too, what is the sacred to you? What is sacred to you? And I think that we set apart about an hour or so to come here on Sundays so that we can discuss these things and have an open dialogue about it, you know, for the most part. Maybe it's a monologue right now, but we do get to discuss these things. And it takes us out of maybe some of the secular that has been on the news, that has been on the radio, the TV, and the media, on our iPads and our phones. And we have a break, and we get to see each other. And it actually is also a place where we can smile and be happy. To me, that's sacred. And I'm happy and proud about that. I think that when we share something about ourselves with others, there is love there, and it's bringing the beauty of life our way. And all of life, there's an abundance that appears for us. And if we see it, we are in a receptive state. We are in a state of allowing and being present. I asked AI, because John got me on this, it's all his fault. I asked AI, what do you think service is? What do you think, service is? And there was an overview. And it says, to be of service means actively helping or assisting others. It involves using your time, your skills, or resources to benefit someone else without expecting anything in return. Something I am echoing now, what Cheyenne said. And you can be of practical service where you volunteer your time and to skills to an organization, or you can help your family with chores and errands. You can donate and contribute something physically, money, whatever. You can do small acts of kindness for people. Just small little acts of kindness, noticing something, saying, oh, I like how you did your hair, I like what you have on, or, how are you? Or smiling. You just smile. You don't even have to say anything. You can tutor, mentor, craft, you can provide advice, you can do active listening. You can be a witness and actively listen. And there's compassion and understanding. You can lead by example. Be a good communicator. I'm still working on that. But you can be proactive. You can be patient and understanding. I had a listening experience just last week. Came right on time, because I could use it. And what happened was, I had an ear infection. I went to the doctor. She gave me a prescription. And then I wondered, is this prescription covered? Am I covered for this prescription? So I phoned up Humana. That's my health provider. And I never know where I'm going to go when I call Humana. I could be going to, New York. But actually, I always think it's going to be in California. But it was Texas this time. I go to Texas. And a nice woman answered the phone and she said, hello, how can I help you? And I asked her, I said, I have Humana and I got this prescription. I don't know what it is. I've never used this before. And it's for an ear infection. Is it covered? Can you tell me how much it's going to cost, or is it covered? And she looked it up and she said, no, it's not. And she said it would be X amount of dollars. And I said, you know what? I think I'm going to go another way. And she goes, I don't blame you. And I went, oh. I perked up. And she said, you know what? She said, she gave me a long, detailed, natural remedy that I could use. And I went, thank you for that. I said, I use a lot of natural remedies, and we were starting to yak about that. But in mid-flow of the conversation, something happened. And she said, my dog of 15 years died yesterday. And I knew automatically that the conversation had switched. We were having a new conversation here. And she told me, and I was aware that she really needed to talk about this, that this was something that was really on her mind, and that it was important that she speak about it. And I don't know what happened, why, but I looked up into my mind and up at the sky, and I said, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. Mm-hmm. I don't have to be in the fast pace of life, get my business done, and hang up the phone. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. I've been given a demonstration. So I thought, I'm supposed to be listening. So I thought, oddly enough, I called because of my ear, which is the instrument of listening. And so it was about listening. I get it in a symbolic way. It was about listening and being present with this woman. We didn't even exchange names. So she went on to tell me what they were going to do for the dog to celebrate this member of their family, this pet who passed. They were all going to get a tattoo with his name on it. They were going to have a celebration of life for him the next day, and she was going to go get flowers. And I was like, this was better than any kind of prescription for my ear. And I said, you know, I've lost a pet too, and we shared a little bit, but I just said I understand how difficult it can be. So somewhere in this conversation after we shared, we circled around and came back, and we ended the conversation. And I hung up the phone and went, wow. It seems like a little thing, but it made my day. It was an important thing to be able to listen and witness. I can understand grief, and I was able to be of service. And at some point, you know, many experiences are going to come into our lives, and we have the choice of what we do with that information, what we do in that moment, if we're present, if we stay present. It's like being alive, awake, aware, and enthusiastic, and really feeling it. I think you alluded to that. You said something about that too, Cheyenne. It's sort of like there's that feeling of being life, being in life, and being a part of life, and being with people, with others. I also had another experience. I'm going to share a few stories this morning. This is my second story. I have a third one for you at the end. This one came from grade 7. And it was during a discussion in our Catholic school class about Jesus on the cross. And a classmate named Frances, and I never forgot her name. She was sort of a skinny, bespectacled, frizzy-haired girl who was brilliant. She was like an A++ student. And she stood up, she raised her hand, and she said, you know, quite unapologetically and forthrightly, she said, "Why do I have to pray to the cross? Why can't I pray to a tree? Or something else? Why do I have to pray to the cross?" And this was in Sister Albertine's class, and she was in the Order of the Holy Cross sisters. And she just let us deal with it in the class. And so I stood up, and I was nervous because, you know, Frances is really smart. I thought, what am I going to say? So I said, "Frances, you can pray to whatever you want to pray to. But I think it matters what you're thinking or what is in your heart when you're doing it." And it was funny because I was groping for this word. I knew there was a word, and I couldn't get that word that would come forward. And actually, the word was intention. And Sister Albertine said, "I think what Kim is talking to or referring to is your intention. What is your intention?" So when you're doing something for someone else and being of service, in any way, you know, lots of little ways, what is your intention? Is it just because you really like to be of help? You just really want to help somebody and be there for them? Because it does feel good, as Cheyenne said. It does feel good. Or do you expect something in return? And those two things can set apart a different reaction in us. I think that when we do it from a selfless place or a place of just, I really want to help, it also serves us. We're also feeling good about ourselves. So that's a more pleasant experience. So if we listen to others, and especially ourselves, with our intuition telling us, and trust our intention or inner awareness about who we truly are, we are remembering who we truly are. And I think I realize also that from a tender age, we are all asked, what is it you want to be when you grow up? What is it you want to be when you grow up? I never thought about saying sacred service. I didn't. However, oh, I wanted to be, I think I wanted to be a mom, and that's sacred service right there. That's asking a lot of your heart, and it pays off. It pays off in love, and that's a wonderful thing. And we can be steered in a certain direction, like into a stable, well-paying job or something, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I think because of that historical divide we think about between being of service and in the secular world and being of service in the sacred world, I think that we think that what we're going to do for money doesn't have to be of service or doesn't have to even be sacred, but it is. It's what you bring to it. It's what you bring to in yourself, and that can make it sacred. We believe in the body, mind, spirit. It's all one thing. It's about 20 years ago, when I decided I wanted to do something at the PLC. I went and sat in front of Angelo. I might have told you this story before. I sat down in front of his desk, and I said, Angelo, I want to do something here, but I don't know what it is. And he didn't miss a beat. He signed me up for becoming a practitioner, getting into classes, discussion groups, and being on the path to ministerial service. And I was surprised at myself at the time too, because I had been going through my own dark night of the soul. Like I hadn't been interested in hearing about anything religious or spiritual, God, Jesus, anything. I kind of had lost some faith, whatever that means to anyone. I was just sort of in a dormant period in that respect. But, after taking some of these classes and being in discussion groups, and it saved me. It saved my life. I mean, you save your own life. You follow some prompting inside, you save your own life, but then it is also wonderful to have the support of classes, the support of a community, the support of other like-minded people. And it makes a difference. That to me is sacred. That to me is service. And sometimes you don't even know you're doing a service. You don't even know. And I'm grateful for all of that to be here today. And I have something completely different to share with you. And it comes from when we were younger, and I remember somebody asking my sister, I think she was like 5, she could have been 6, and I'm only a year and a half older than her. I'm her older sister. And I was witnessing, somebody said, Michelle, that's my sister's name, what is it you want to be when you grow up, Michelle? And my sister went, I want to be a kangaroo. I want to be a kangaroo. And I went, oh my God, she wants to be a large rabbit. She wants to be a kangaroo. And I then thought, I was probably 7, I thought, that was the best answer I had ever heard in my life. She wants to be a kangaroo. And I said, I didn't know you could want to be that. I didn't even know that. So I said, well, if you get to be a kangaroo, I want to be a zebra. I was inspired by the African and Australian wildlife. And I thought, that's what I want to be. And so my sister, who is now 70, just went to Australia with her husband. And I said, so did you realize your lifelong ambition of becoming a kangaroo? And she goes, yes. She was adopted by kangaroos when she was there. That's what she told me. She sent us pictures. And she sent a picture of this one kangaroo, and I went, I can see the essence of my sister in that kangaroo. And I said, Michelle, in a text, is that you? And she replied, yes. And I said, okay, you fulfilled your ambition, congratulations. And I have the picture to this day. It's really funny. I'm going to ask you, what would it be like to be that totally out of the box in your imagination? And but something that serves your imagination and your soul that you would like to be, other than what you are right now. And then if that's what you want, go be that. My sister could be a kangaroo. You can be anything you want. Whatever that may be. I want you to have a wonderful day today, and know it's the little as well as the large things that bring joy and support us all. And I want to leave you with this short Native American saying: honor the sacred, honor the earth, our mother, honor the elders, honor all with whom we share the earth. The four-leggeds, the two-leggeds, winged ones, swimmers, crawlers, plants, and rock people. Walk in balance. Walk in beauty. Aho.
I didn't know you could become a
Kangaroo.
different animal. Into a kangaroo. I still haven't decided what I want to be when I grow up. So I'm going to take some time to think about that one. That's beautiful. Thank you, Kim. This is our Healing Service Sunday, and it gives us an opportunity to get still and to think about someone who may need a prayer from us and may need a prayer for ourselves. For those on Zoom, for this time, we get a chance to close our eyes and just go within and think about those things. If anyone wants to come up front and circle with each other before we start this, feel free to do so. And those who wish to just remain seated and quietly go within, you can do that as well. So I'll invite everyone who wants to come up front now, if you like. And I think that this healing service goes right along with our sacred service that we do for ourselves and for others. Got one more joining you.
Yeah, here's one. There's Richard.
Let's just go within and get still and be quiet for a moment. And take deep breaths and let everything else go that might be in our minds. And just be with ourselves. And to think of someone or others that might need a prayer from you, that might need your positive thoughts toward them, for whatever it is that's going on with them. Take some time to think of them. You may call out their name if you like.
I'd like to pray for my brother Michael, who just lost his wife of 54 years.
Yes.
I'd like to put my friend in the circle who just lost her husband. Her name is Trudy.
like to put my friend Wendy into the center, healing her physical body.
Yes.
And I do pray for my son, who battles mightily against the ravages that are happening to his body. I pray
Yes.
for a strong soul,
Yes.
for a precious moment each day. And I pray again for my good friend Richard.
Yes.
I want to send love and healing to my friend Jason, who's in a rest home with from a stroke and facing not so great circumstances.
Yes.
To my friend Judy, who's been that way for 8 years now and is having a lot of trouble dealing with it. And then my friend Deborah, who just got out of the hospital for 53 days of torture. And they will find peace and health and joy.
Yes.
I'd like to put my friend Christopher into the center. He's in hospice, and he says he's ready to go.
Mhm. Yes.
We are filled with light and love and energy, and that we are visiting this earthly experience, learning, sharing, caring for each other. May we see this journey as an exquisite adventure, filling us with loving light. Oh.
Yes.
And may we remember that we are of a divine design, all of us. The
Yes.
substance and the essence, the order and the flow, the grace, the purpose. Absolutely our loving nature, our peaceful nature, our free nature, our caring and kindness and compassion nature. We are this and more than we can fathom and more than we can imagine. And we let that is flow through us every day, because it's doing it every day. And I'm so grateful for the more that I can't even fathom and can't even imagine that shows itself in our eyes, in our beating heart, in the way we hold each other's hands,
Yes.
and more, and more.
Let's take some time now for ourselves as well. We pray for others and care for others all the time. And remind ourselves to take care of us too. And what it is that we want and that we need to go within a prayer for ourselves.
Amun de Bashamaya, the birther of the cosmos, the birther of each of us, and each new moment. I'm grateful.
I'm asking our Lord to heal the dissent that's going on in our country and give us all strength and guidance to get through it.
I just ask that everybody remembers that the sun shines on everyone equally,
Yes.
with love.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm grateful.
I invite any other practitioners or ministers to speak their word now.
So grateful.
Creator, Great Spirit, Divine Mother, may the grace flow through us, knowing the beauty block of each person, knowing that uniqueness, that love for all creatures, large and small, is a sacred act of kindness. May we remember who we really are,
Yes.
in grace and love, and the shining beam of saying thank you.
Yes. I say thank you, God, Spirit, for this opportunity at this moment to have taken this time for ourselves and for others, and to remind us of our good, remind us of why we are here together on this planet. Because we are all one. We're all here for each other. As we help each person we come across who might need our help. And remind ourselves to take care of our being at the same time, so that we're all in happiness, in love, with nature and with each other. I thank you, God, for this and so much more. Thank you for this time together. And so it is. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. Ah. Wow. You guys are all so powerful. So powerful. Thank you, God. It's time for our offertory, and I'd like to ask a couple of people to come up and help me with that, if you will.
Since I'm normally asking, I can also do.
Yeah. Here comes your partner.
Okay. My partner.
And let's do our offertory statement together, please. Divine love flowing through me, blesses and increases all that I give and all that I receive. Thank you, ushers.
Okay.
And remind everyone, if you have a prayer request, you can reach any minister or practitioner after service. We also have the frog box in the back corner where you can write out a prayer treatment and place it in that box. I collect those and I send those out to all ministers and practitioners to pray for us and pray for you. Thank you, ushers. Do we have any announcements this morning? Yes, Jackie.
How rich are we to have this place so full of abundance here. Just a reminder, A Course in Miracles, it's usually it's the third Sunday, so we're going to have it today, even if it's Easter. It's for an hour in the back, self-study. If you don't have a book and you want to attend, there are books in there. And I look forward to speaking with you.
Thank you, Jackie. I'm going to remind everyone, May 4th, I believe the date is, for the, what do I want to call it, the
Annual meeting.
annual meeting. Thank you. The annual meeting. Yes. We'll find out what's going on and what's happening with the Positive Living Center. So save that date for that. Any other announcements?
Just a reminder that we are chanting before each service, 9:15 to 9:45. Everyone is welcome. It's just a wonderful way. Barney joined us this morning, and it's just a wonderful way of sitting in the vibe of the double prayer, and also letting that sound and vibration move through us. So if you'd like to join, again, 9:15 to 9:45 every Sunday morning.
It's a great experience. I enjoy it each Sunday. It's wonderful. Thank you, Luana. Anyone else? Yes. Reverend Judy. I couldn't see who that was back there. It was kind of dark.
I'm invisible.
You're invisible.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Just a reminder, we have flute circle that starts at 1:30 for beginners, and then the regular people that come in and play and that have learned come in at 2, and then they play till 3:30. We have a little break set up, and then have a drum circle, and everything happens on the second Saturday of every month. You don't have to have a flute, you don't have to have a drum. Just come and feel the vibrations that you get from interacting with the harmonics of flutes and drums.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Thank you, Judy. Anyone else? Okay. Next week's speaker is Reverend Judy DeRosa. So we'll see you back here for that. That's going to be fun. Judy always is a wonderful speaker. And let's do our prayer of protection together. The light of God surrounds me. The love of God enfolds me. The power of God protects me. The presence of God watches over me. The energy of God is me. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. Amen. Cheyenne, you have another song for us?
Yeah, I changed it last minute.
I was gonna do a new one, but I'm gonna save that one for next month. Something's telling me to play this one. This is one of my songs called Light Abundant. As soon as I find it. I don't really need that, but I'm just having it there. Thank you all for that healing circle. Just super healing. I think I'm going to be sitting in that healing energy for a while, just absorbing it. I'd like to be at peace and free, where all I feel is surrender. My breath moves with a holy name, and love feels closer than ever. Right here is where I belong. Being here makes me feel strong. Releasing all that I see, things that made me feel so weak are dissolved in you, Spirit divine. This great birthright that is mine, all that I seek now I find, no longer empty and blind. 'Cause of you, light abundant, no more greed. You are the seed of everything. You're what I need. Oh, you, light abundant. I didn't have to go anywhere after all. Take me deeper into you. I wanna know what's true. I wanna know what's true. I don't need all these distractions. I just need to go deeper. Waheguru, 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 Waheguru. 'Cause of you, light abundant, no more greed. You are the seed of everything. You're what I need. Oh, you, light abundant. I didn't have to go anywhere after all. Take me deeper into you. I wanna know what's true. I wanna know what's true. I don't need all these distractions. I just need to go deeper. To serve and be the best I can. Expressing love is my duty. Please guide my life, that I walk right with joy and kindness and beauty. To serve and be the best I can. Expressing love is my duty. Please guide my life, that I walk right with joy and kindness and beauty.
Beautiful music. Thank you so much, Cheyenne.
You're welcome. Joe,
Yes.
can we remind everyone to stop and have some cookies and
Yes, there's cookies back there. There's
candy to feed the child within?
candies, and I think there's some Easter eggs back there or something too.
Yeah, there's some, take some, there's the Easter eggs inside
Yeah.
the baskets, take some.
Yeah, and Daniel, you brought some goose eggs this morning, is that right?
No.
Okay, maybe it's just a rumor.
Oh, yeah.
But there was plenty back there to enjoy, so please stop by and take some of those fabulous Easter Sunday treats.
Daniel, what was the intention for those eggs? Anybody that wants to take them?
Yeah. Well, they're for you guys, whatever.
Okay.
We have a neighbor that has really a lot of eggs. So Daniel brought his extra 2 dozen if anyone needs eggs.
There you go.
Because we have a really steady supply of eggs. So.
But they're in the fridge.
Chickens.
Yeah, and they're not.
They're not cooked.
They're not cooked. They're not hard boiled. They're colored because they're.
That's a real gift nowadays for eggs, isn't it?
Animal color, natural color.
Yeah,
Okay.
eggs are so expensive, and you might want to grab some of those for yourself. They're still kind of high and costly.
So they're in the fridge.
Yes, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you all for being here. I hope you guys all have a wonderful Easter day. Reverend Luana, you come up and give us a closing prayer, please.
It's my pleasure. It is so good. So good to acknowledge all in all, being itself, as this service today. Felt, experienced, witnessed. I'm in immense gratitude. And so it is.
So it is. Thank you, LJ. Have a great day, you guys. Thanks for being here.